Well, hello YouTube. Today we're back for another tying video. We're going to tie another Perdigon pattern. This one I call the black and tan. So I'm not going to do a long intro. I'm going to just get into it. In the vise today we have a size 14 jig hook paired with a 3.2 slotted bead. So I'm just going to make sure that the bead is in there. We're going to start with some UTC 70 thread in tan. And I'm just going to start by building up a tapered body with my thread. So I'm going to lock that bead in behind. And I'm just going to taper down a body. And we'll start with the tail. I'll go through the materials. I'll put all of the materials in the description, but I'll also make sure I explain the materials as I go. So one of my favorite tailing materials, Coq de Leon. I'll be using that, so I'm going to grab some strands there and measure that out. Do a pinch wrap, 2 turns, take a look. So yeah, that's about right. And I'm going to wrap back up the shank of the hook. I'm going to lock my Coq de Leon into the slot of the bead before I trim it off. All right, what I'm going to do now is I want to build a little bit more of a taper, and I want to make sure that my thread is nice and flat. All right, so I'm going to unwind my thread, and I'm going to really flatten it, as you can see there, because I want a nice smooth body. Okay, and I want to get a little bit of a taper. I'm going to bring that back down. Now, I want to give this fly a segmented look. So, one of my favorite tricks here is to use the trusty old Sharpie. And then I'm just going to color the thread. This makes it really super efficient. I'm not tying in another material to do this. And it just gives that segmented look, and this is where the name black and tan comes from. So I'm using black, and now I'm going to use that black coated thread to form segments in the body. So this gives it an appearance of a Perdigon, but you don't have to go through the trouble of using a quill. All right, just do a little whip finish there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some red. I like the combination of tan and red together as a hot spot. So I'm just going to build some red up here. And then I'm going to whip finish that off. All right, so at this point, we have the body constructed. You can see it's a tan body with the red hot spot. The next part, what I'm going to do is a little different. This is something I picked up. It's actually adding the wing case in first before you do the UV coating. And as I've done in the past, I'm using UV fly finish in black to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually start by putting the wing case in first, and just let that settle in there, and then I'm gonna hang that upside down before I hit it with the infinity light. I'm gonna lock that in there. All right, and now what I'm gonna do is come in with my Loon Flow, and this is clear. And I'm going to use a bodkin. So I'm going to get some of the finish on the bodkin. And coat the rest of the fly like that. All right. I'm going to hit that with the UV light. All right, and then the last step, just to give this some extra durability. I'm going to come in with some hardest hull in clear, and I'm just going to brush a little bit of that right on the wing case, a little bit on the body of the fly, and just you want to let that set up and let that dry. So and that'll become rock hard and really protect that that wing casing and the UV coating. So so there you go. This is it. This is the black and tan. Very simple pattern to tie. Again, the Coq de Leon tail, a thread body, using that Sharpie to color the tan thread to give you the segmented look, and then you hit it with some red for the hot spot, and then again your two different UV, your UV black, your Loon clear, and your hardest hull to protect it in the end. And that is your finished fly. You can make a bunch of these, tie them in a bunch of different hook sizes, different bead sizes, and they will produce for you. So thanks for watching. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and make sure you're getting out on the water.